Hello, BookTube.
Hello.
This video is an announcement video. It is, today's the 5th of January, so we're cutting it a little bit
Yeah,
short.
well, we got 31 days a month, so we got 27 days until this starts.
Yep.
26 days till the end of the month, and then it starts on February 1st. We're excited about it.
Yeah, we're starting another little event. Hopefully not so little.
Right.
We're calling it FFS.
Yeah.
What's it stand for?
February Fantasy Stories. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what I thought it stood for.
Well, that's what it stands for this time.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, in the month of February, very much like New World's November, we're going to read lots of fantasy short stories and novellas.
Yep. Except it's going to be fantasy instead of science fiction.
Yeah.
This time.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty well the same concept.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of the same people who are in on New World's November are in on this, and we got a lot of co-hosts who are going to be doing this with us, and they'll be putting out videos of their own here very soon.
Yep, we're not going to put them at the bottom of this video, so watch their channels, but we will put them in any video about February fantasy stories going forth. Going forward, we will put them in all of those videos. But watch for February Fantasy Stories hashtags. We're going to go ahead and start doing that. And we're going to do 2 hashtags. One is FFS, the other is February Fantasy Stories. So if anybody who's involved in helping co-host, or anybody who is involved in just reading, and you want to, or if you want to co-host, if you would like to co-host something like this, let us know in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Yep. And we'll try to get you in there.
Yeah, we'll get you on board.
Yeah, and we have a Voxer group that we're doing this, and we're gonna have a Discord. Anybody who wants to join and talk with us, or anybody who wants to recommend books, anybody who wants to talk about what you've read, get on Discord.
Do we want to talk about what the weeks are going to be?
Yes.
Okay, so we're doing it very much like at New World's November. Instead of doing prompts, we're splitting the month up into different subgenres over the 4 weeks. So 4 different subgenres.
I've got them here. Here we go. Okay.
Okay, so week 1 is going to be classic fantasy, and that's anything that was written before when? 1971?
Yeah, anything written before 1971. So 1971 and on, we're cutting off as classic fantasy.
For classic fantasy.
Yeah, so, and we have this book right here, The Big Book of Classic Fantasy by Jeff and Ann Vandermeer. I got this for my birthday with a gift card. It was like $10, I think, to put on here. And the thing is, it's huge. It is packed. It is jam-packed full of classic fantasy stories. And it has tons. Let me show you what the pages are like.
It's the 400 pages of introduction.
See, I mean, well, never mind. Oh, there we go. Like the Queen's Son. Now, they don't split this into, having double columns. This doesn't have double columns like the paperback does.
Okay.
This one does not, which is great. I mean, for me especially, because you can make this bigger if you need to on this. But if you buy the paperback, I believe it has double columns.
Okay.
Just like the science fiction one does. But it's called The Big Book of Classic Fantasy. It's Jeff and Ann Vandermeer. You could probably get away with just this. Maybe this and The Big Book of Fantasy, which I have in paper copy.
But if you don't have that, anything, is it under 250 pages?
Anything under 250 pages. Yep, if you want to read a novel, a short novel every week, you can do that.
A novella even.
Yeah, even a novella. If you want to do that instead of short stories, feel free. We just want to get you out there reading fantasy. If you've been curious about it, or if you just haven't ever wanted to read it, well, grab a couple short stories. See if it's something that you will enjoy. I mean, why would you say you don't like something if you never try it?
So that's week 1. Week 1 is classic fantasy, anything written before 1971. Week 2 is sword and sorcery.
Yes. Yeah, Conan, Brack the Barbarian, Solomon Kane. You know, anything like that. Stephen King has some sword and sorcery fantasy stories.
Codex the Chimerical.
Codex the Chimerical by John Jakes. Who John Jakes is amazing. And I have not read that book yet, but I really want to. I've got it in the bedroom. That's a book that we've been wanting to read.
Yeah, sword and sorcery is pretty self-explanatory. Like you can find basically any of like the D&D books.
Yeah, it's really simple. It's a lot of Robert E. Howard's stuff. I don't think H.P. Lovecraft ever wrote anything like that, but H.P. Lovecraft did write
better for week 3.
Week 3, which is dark fantasy. H.P. Lovecraft, some of his stuff would be great for that. Robert E. Howard would be great for that. Robert E. Howard has some good dark fantasy stories. For week 1, another great one would be God, I can't think of his name.
J.R.R. Tolkien?
No. But he would be great, but that's not. I don't know. But you could do horror. Horror fantasy, fantasy horror. However you want to put it.
Maybe like Dracula and.
I would say even Dracula is dark fantasy.
Yeah.
Or there are a lot of vampire stories that are dark fantasy.
I sense the paranormal romances in my future.
I expected it.
But
yeah,
really.
that's week 3. So week 1, classic fantasy. Week 2, sword and sorcery. Week 3, dark fantasy.
Another good one for dark fantasy for that would be Simon R. Green as well.
Simon R. Green.
Although he's good for week 4 as well.
Yeah, he's good for week 4 as well, which is urban fantasy. And urban fantasy is a newer genre than any of these others. And with dark fantasy, you can do grimdark. Even though I think a lot of grimdark stuff is not fantasy.
What does grimdark mean?
So, grimdark is when a whole lot of characters when pretty well all your characters, they have their good and they have their bad. Like there's not a clear-cut villain, there's not a clear-cut hero.
It's like a whole passel of chaotic neutral characters.
Yeah, and it's a whole lot of violence,
So it's
gore,
just
things
grim
like
and
that.
dark.
It is. It's grim and dark. And now, if you have clear-cut heroes and villains, and there is no question, I would say it's not grim dark fantasy. Yeah. Week 4, urban fantasy. This is your Jim Butcher stuff. Simon R. Green, Kim Armstrong, that kind of stuff.
It's basically magic and mysticism that occurs present day in this reality.
And I read I'm not a big fan of urban fantasy, but this week will be fun. Yeah, she loves it. This week she's not a fan anymore. She's not a fan of anything but alien romance. But
that is not true. I am just focusing on alien romance, you snob. In case if anyone's never read Simon R. Green, he's got 4 or 5 different series that would be great for this. They're all novella length, and they are all loads of fun.
He's got some novel length.
But less like the what is it? The Slayer, something Slayer, the sword. I can't remember what the name of the series is. They're like that thick. But I'm talking about things like the Nightside series and the Ishmael Jones series.
Well, they're over 250 pages though.
And no, they're not.
They're not.
No,
okay.
They're all novella length.
Okay.
They're like that thick. Even some of the Eddie Druden series, the Secret Histories series are that thin. But he has a Ghost Hunters series that is so very much fun. It would actually be really good for the grim dark week if you want something new to chase.
The dark fantasy week, not grim dark.
The dark fantasy week, yes.
Yeah, but yeah, urban fantasy.
Kinda
I read a Robin Hobb story not too long ago in a book called The Book of Magic. It was put together by Gardner Dozois. That is a really good book. And they have the Book of Swords, which is part of it, which is part of the same series. They have it at Ollie's. I was shocked.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I remember that.
Yeah, I was shocked. I didn't get it because I can get it for free. I can get it for free at the library.
I know, but that means I have to take it back to the library.
I know, but still, yeah, we're gonna get involved in this, and we would love for a lot of you to get involved.
Yeah,
If you would, we're gonna have some awesome co-hosts, and we will have Tell you what, next week we will come on here and we will do a reveal of the co-hosts.
Yeah.
And we might even have a couple of them on with us. We'll
Get
see.
everybody set in stone.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get a couple of them on with us. Say hi. And that, yeah, I'm going to be involved. And here's what I'm going to do. So,
like
yeah. And if any of you want to be involved, let us know on this video, and we will get you.
But yeah, this is starting February 1st, going through the entire month of February. It's a short month, so it shouldn't be too big of a hardship.
No, it's just going to take the 28 days. We're not going to have 3 days at the end, you know, for people to read whatever they want. So it's going to be the 4 weeks, you know, that's going to be set. But yeah, that's really cool.
It's gonna be fun.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
But anyway, that's it. We'll see you next week. Your books are calling. Go read.